Okay, good morning. I'm meteorologist Chita Craft. It's just about 3:50 this Thursday morning. So if you're waking up, if you haven't been able to sleep overnight, Hurricane Laura did make landfall as a Cat 4 just before 1 a.m. this morning near Cameron, Louisiana. So this image, I feel like this image just really shows it the best. You see a strong Cat 4 making landfall. In fact, keep in mind this. After the sunrise this morning, the National Hurricane Center and the National Weather Service, they may reassess, and this could be a Cat 5. We could have seen a Cat 5 just make landfall. And what's really incredible about this image here, it's 140 miles east. If this would have been over Galveston, Houston right now, would have been catastrophic damage. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. Now, once the sun comes up and we're able to survey the damage, we're going to see what has happened overnight and what is continuing to happen right now. It has continued to hold its strength over the past couple of hours, even after making landfall. And it's expected to do so even over the next couple of hours. So still well-defined center of circulation, that well-defined eye moving over Lake Charles. Let me show you here. The outer bands, though, extend all the way into northern Louisiana, and we are expecting Laura to continue to impact the entire state of Louisiana throughout the day today. It will not be until this afternoon where this finally starts to move in North Louisiana. But just this image is just incredible. Look at the size, the intensity. A strong Cat 4 upon landfall. Again, later on, this could be deemed as a Cat 5. We did just have a wind gust reported at the Lake Charles Airport at 128 miles per hour before it went offline. 128 miles per hour. So incredible to look at the radar image here locally and to think how we were spared overnight. Absolutely incredible conditions that have continued to unfold. Let me show you current winds. So again, it's now 3:52 in the morning. Notice here, breezy, but that's manageable. We're talking winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Once you head east, a very different story. Beaumont picking up sustained around 28 miles per hour. A different story. Sustained winds this morning around 90 miles per hour in Lake Charles. Again, they did have a peak gust at the airport just about 20 minutes ago of 128 miles per hour before it went offline. So 90 mile per hour sustained winds there in Lake Charles. Everything that we're seeing so far here locally this morning is all manageable. Let me tell you what's happening now. Breezy conditions with a few isolated showers to an isolated thunderstorm expected today. We're continuing to monitor and watch Galveston, elevated surf, and of course Highway 87. Those were some of the images that you were seeing yesterday afternoon and evening. Sustained winds around 10 to 20 miles per hour, but that is it. That is it. This is an incredible situation for Houston. And once the sun comes up and we're really able to get a better scope and idea as to what has unfolded in Louisiana, our hearts are with them. So many of our friends and family and loved ones either had to evacuate or are here. People who had decided to stay and ride out Laura in some of those parishes. Again, we're going to be able to understand exactly what has unfolded for the overnight hours. Here locally, temperatures though back to the mid to low 90s this afternoon. Really everything is over here in Houston. We'll be tracking about a slight rain chance and breezy midday and afternoon, and that is about it. Let me walk you through the timeline. This is from the National Hurricane Center. This is the latest track. So starting to weaken, Hurricane Laura, maximum sustained wind still at 120 miles per hour. It is starting to move, though, a little bit faster, moving in a northerly direction around 15 miles per hour. Notice even this afternoon, it's actually still expected to hold potentially Cat 1 status even in northern Louisiana. So areas that haven't had to brace ever for a hurricane are going to potentially have hurricane force winds coming their direction and really heavy rain. And then expected to remain a tropical storm as we have into our overnight hours tonight into early tomorrow morning before it moves off to the east coast. So as far as our 7-day forecast, again, the event in Houston, it was a non-event, and thankfully so. But all areas east of the Texas-Louisiana border this morning, especially after sunrise, we are going to be looking at images that we've never seen coming out of Louisiana. Temperatures in the mid-90s here, and that hangs with us right through the upcoming weekend. Again, because it's 3:54, and I know this is Facebook Live, so we are not under a time constraint. Let me go back to our radar image. I really do believe that this radar image just shows it the best. Some of you weren't able to sleep overnight. I understand. We're dealing with a strong Category 4 hurricane that made landfall just before 1 a.m. near Cameron, Louisiana. It's continuing to ride northward. We had a peak wind gust reported just about 20 minutes ago at the Lake Charles Airport of 128 miles per hour. Sustained winds right now at 90 miles per hour. This is going to continue to move in that northerly direction, so all impacts are all across the state of Louisiana. I mean, look at this clean split here for all of our counties and a Cat 4 hurricane just about 140 miles east. I mean, it's still hard to comprehend just what has unfolded overnight. Let me zoom in a little bit tighter. Still that well-defined eye. It has started to weaken to a Category 3. It is expected to hold hurricane status, so Cat 1, even by midday today, we're still going to be talking about hurricane force winds through northern Louisiana through midday today. So throughout our show begins around 4:30 this morning. We do have crews all across Louisiana, Texas. We're going to continue to monitor, of course, Galveston Bay, what is going on here locally, but it's just a clean split of where the impacts are falling, and pretty much all the entire area of Houston, the surrounding areas, including Galveston, have truly been spared. So just keep your thoughts and prayers with all areas, again, east of that Texas-Louisiana border as we continue to watch Hurricane Laura make its way across portions of Louisiana. Our show begins around 4:30 this morning.